Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about the invincible Bob Vince. When PNP News first found my video and replayed it, and it shut down the phone lines at the trooper station for like 6 weeks. Somebody made a post on there about that video. His name was Bob Vince. It goes like this. Oh, it was in regards to my video, what happens if you remain silent to the Alaska State Troopers. It is my first video I made about this. So Bob Vince writes, well, this guy only seems to be exercising his right to lie his ass off. I know this trooper personally. Okay. I know this trooper personally. Okay? Remember this. And that enough leaves me unconvinced. Just knowing this trooper says I'm lying. This is what actually happened. Okay, now this guy knows the true story. Now, where did this guy get this true story? Now, this post was made before even my lawyer got all the evidence. Okay? I was discharged. I had a lawyer. That was it. No, not even no, what do you call it, evidence. Down to my lawyer, right? So, the reason the trooper punched the man was to avoid shooting him. Okay, now this guy knows this. Okay, remember that. Okay, this is what actually happened. After the trooper tased and gassed him, he pulled a knife on the trooper in question. Okay, remember that. I pulled a knife. The trooper's immediate thought was to shoot at the man, but he saw an opportunity to keep him alive. So everybody should actually be taking this trooper for thinking quickly and keeping this asshole alive to suffer for years, praying he will die. Ignorant piece of crap. Alright. This is what actually happened. Now, who knows what actually happened? There was Brian Glenn, and there was Joseph Miller, and there was me. Now, who would have who would have reason to discredit me? Certainly not me. Now, as stupid as Joseph Miller is, Joseph Miller's not stupid enough to do this. I mean, granted, he's stupid enough to get caught on recording, saying it's a fucking nosebleed when Brian Glenn asked him to send me to medical release. But he's not stupid enough to get involved with this. You see, this time it's just Brian Glenn's ass that's up here, and Joseph Miller ain't gonna want to get involved. So now it's Brian Glenn. Okay, now Brian Glenn knows that he can't get involved, so he's got to go home at night and he's got to brag to the family about how he risked his life to keep from shooting this old man. See? Now, who's going to get up there to protect Brian Glenn, right? Now, who's been protecting Brian Glenn? Or excuse me, who's Brian Glenn been protecting ever since he was a youngin'? Yeah, that was Benny Buttplug. Yeah. Now, this post was made from Brian Glenn's IP address. Yes. Now, either somebody was parked outside Brian's house at, let me think, what was it now? 1613 Alliac Drive in Kenai. Yeah. Now, that was Brian Glenn's address at the time. It was made from Brian Glenn's IP address. And that means that somebody had access to his router. So now, unless somebody actually parked outside his house and hacked into his router, it had to be somebody with access to it. Now that was Brian, his wife, and his 3 kids. And they were like, they probably weren't even on the internet much by themselves, you know, at that time. So it probably wasn't his kids. Then there was, let's see, there's Brian, wasn't his kids. So there's his wife and Benny Buttplug. See, Benny was living there at the time. Yeah, he was living in the house. Now, I'm sure Brian wouldn't be doing this dumb shit like this. I mean, he's stupid. He's stupid. You know, he's stupid. He's stupid enough to get his ass fired. Well, I don't think he's that stupid. Now, then there's Benny Buttplug that thinks he's going to remain anonymous. See? Well, what he don't realize is that there's ways to find out the IP address of who makes these posts. Even if you delete the account, make it private, whatever it is, once you make that post, there's an IP address there. and that IP address was traced to Aliak, Brian Glenn's house. So we're down to Brian Glenn's wife and Benny Buckplug. Now, at that time, it was Brian Glenn's his second wife. Yeah, this guy's got so many damn wives. It's unbelievable, man. It was his second wife. I forget his name. This is his second wife. Now, at this point, she's already pissed off at Brian for bringing her up here to Alaska, and she's getting ready to dump his ass because of these three unruly little brats. So the last thing she's going to do is stick up for him. So the only thing that's left is Benny Buckplug. Now, Brian's been his protector all his life. He follows Brian everywhere he goes. You know, that's why I call him Hind Tit Benny. He's always on the hind tit, powering along, right behind. And he follows Brian up here to Alaska, so you know he can't afford to have Brian have a bad reputation up here. You know, this is his Lord and Master and Savior. So anyway, everybody should be thanking this trooper for thinking quickly and keeping this asshole alive, huh? So, at that time, I was going to the convenience store in Alaska. I was making some videos about riding my four-wheeler on some trails and stuff between here and the convenience store. So that was me. And so I replied with, then why was I not charged with having a weapon? I was only charged with disturbing the peace, making noise when I yelled that I was done answering questions. And as well as calling some vulgar names after they beat me, it's into a wheelchair. You know, I mean, that's freedom of speech and personally well deserved. And I meant every word of it. So your account was open 2 days after this video, so you wouldn't have to post under your real account. You're just another Alaska State Trooper trying to cover for your brother. By the way, I was released without bond. Now, when I said Alaska State Trooper trying to cover for your brother, now, I was wrong and I was right. Both ways. Now, as I was wrong in saying that you're just another Alaska State Trooper, Alaska State Troopers aren't stupid, aren't as stupid as Brian Glenn, and he ain't stupid enough to do this shit. Okay, so I was wrong about it being Alaska State Trooper. But it turned out that I was right. About the brother. Yeah, and Benjamin. Yeah. So, Alaska State Trooper, should be Benjamin, trying to cover up for your brother. You're just Benjamin trying to cover up for your brother. That's how it should read. So I was wrong. I won't admit I'm wrong. I'll admit I'm wrong any day of the week. So that's how you know that O'Brien, Big Butt Plug, Joseph Miller, any of them pieces of shit, anything they have to say, I'm going to put it up here. Every friggin' word of it. Yeah. So, let's see. Oh yeah, by the way, I was released without bond. The reason I was released, because they never put it in the report that I was beaten unconscious. When I was sent to the hospital twice for seizures, they didn't ever tell them I had a head injury. So, it was never relayed to the hospital that I had a head injury. They just assumed I was having seizures. I never treated for the head injury, and without any report of a head injury, I was never able to get treatment for a head injury until like 2.5 years after the incident. You know, treatment for that's out the window. So Bob Vince, now instead of commenting to the fact of why I was not charged with having a weapon, I was only charged with disturbing the peace. And see, it was so early, I didn't even know what all I was charged with. I didn't even know I was charged with assault on a police officer. Yeah. That's how early on this was. So he knew that there was a knife involved. See, nobody knew there was a knife involved until like 3 months after this post. Now, there was a knife in the car. It was the owner of the car, it was his wife's, and it was down in between the seat and the center console on the passenger side where I was sitting. Remember, I was out of the car. Because when I stood up to say no, which is what was cut out, I was not even in the car. So, the only reason that we even knew there was a knife involved here is like 4 or 5 months later, I guess, before we got all the photographs of all the evidence and everything. There's this knife, and so I called him. I said, "Hey, what about? Is there a knife in the car?" I said, "Well, let me go check." He said, yeah, that's my wife's knife. He said, "It's gone." So I sent him a copy of the picture. He said, "Yeah, that's it." So they dig it out from under the seat, and it was in the evidence there, but nobody knew about it. Brian Glynn did. he knew there was a knife going to show up in there, okay? But they couldn't show that. See, all this is why they couldn't show the video. That's why they all had to say there wasn't any video. They couldn't even release 10 seconds of it. It was all bad. And it didn't account for his account for only being open for 2 days, and or why was I released on bond. Instead it says, you literally said in the video that you were charged with assaulting a police officer. Oh, okay, I guess I did, okay. I did know that at the time, excuse me. See, I correct myself when I'm wrong. I would probably die in jail from a 10-year sentence, which is probably about what you get for assaulting a police officer. No matter whether you're falsely charged or not. Up here, the court system is very corrupt. There's a lot of investigating. The grand jury report hasn't released a report in over a year up here. So how corrupt they are. And they're in the process of getting rid of the grand jury altogether up here. Yeah. No more grand juries. That's Alaska. So he's saying, oh, this is the good part. Says, were you as drunk making the video as you were the night that it happened? Absolutely. I was absolutely as drunk as I was the night that it happened when I made that video. I wasn't drunk. In fact, if they really wanted, if they even thought that I was actually drunk, so all they had to do is go get a warrant, and they could have got my blood. See, they didn't ask me for a blood test. They didn't ask me to blow. Well, I couldn't have passed them walk and turn and all that shit because of brain damage. See, that part of the stuff that they had it out at the beginning was the part where I told them I had brain damage. So, yes, I absolutely was as drunk when I made that video as the night that I was arrested. Also says, I don't even live in Alaska. I just know the trooper involved. Yeah. Nice try. Nice try. We're living in the same house. So I replied with, tell your buddies I'll be riding with them and you. That's in reference to my video that I made. I believe it's entitled After My Death. See, I don't take none of my videos down. I'll leave them up there. But it's entire. I believe it's After My Death is the name of it. So that sounds about like what I would name it. But there's something related to after I'm dead. I'd already made a video that if I had to go to court without the full unedited audio, I wouldn't have showed up in court when they came to arrest me for not coming to court. I was gonna commit suicide by cop to bring attention to the corruption. And they had already seen what happened with my videos, with my first video, with shutting down the phones at the police station. I guess they figured they'd probably be run on a pig station, and somebody come in there and sweep out all the hog shit in there, and they wouldn't have nothing to eat. So, yeah, tell all your buddies I'll be riding with them. See, yes, 'cause I'm planning on coming back. And Brian has left so much hate in my heart that I can't forgive him at the moment. Yeah, I could if he would actually learn something from this. I could forgive him in a second, man. But the way it is that, if he just goes on thinking he got away with it, all he did was lose his job and went got him another one. Yeah, I mean, he does remember me on payday every day, reduction in pay. That's because state troopers are starting at $80K a year now. Yeah, starting. Minimum. So, yes, I'm gonna come back. I can't go to heaven. This much hate in my heart. So if I can't get rid of this much hate in my heart, I figure I'm either gonna have a chance to go to hell or maybe hang around. Now, I've been in contact with, I've come in contact with a few spirits in my life, and under various conditions. I kind of contend to believe that they exist. They may or may not have some input as to whether they hang around or not. There are various conditions which they may stay without their intended input. Maybe not. There's a lot of variables in there. But I figure at this point, and then and now, with this much hate in my heart, I might have a pretty good chance of coming back. Or staying here, or whichever way you want to put it, But I intend to go down to that trooper station. I'm going to be whispering in ears and blowing on necks. Pushing papers off a desk in a closed room. Stuff falling off of bookshelves. Oh yeah. That trooper station gonna be the most haunted place in America. what's that house down there where all that murder that's occurred and stuff? Something house, can't think of the name of it. Ah, yes, this is gonna be crazy here. Yeah, maybe these troopers will start committing murders here. I don't know. I guarantee it's gonna be haunted. And it's gonna be me. And now, if possible, I'm gonna maybe make a few side trips down there to Clarksville, Nashville. Visit my buddies down there, Brian and Benny. Okay. Bye all. Brian, Benny, piss off.